Let's move on to the power yoga. I will ask you, or I will say a word. You have to recommend or relate that to an asana. You can make your own. Just to make things simpler for you, I'll give you an example. For instance, what asana would you recommend to your competitors? And with all due respect, give them the Shavasana. So something similar to that, right?
I would say to Hero Motors, Pavan Muktasana.
Okay, that was a very cool one. To Siddharth Lal?
Siddharth needs to do some Sirsasana like me because he's such a cool guy. You know, he's a good friend, he's a cool guy. And Sirsasana warms you up, heats you up. So I would say, Siddharth, stand on your head.
Siddharth, stand on your head. Standing on your head, I learned that you go to all these unusual places and have a picture of you doing the Shirsasana there. What's the most unusual place you've done a Shirsasana at?
My cottage in Rishikesh.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's not so much about going to some fancy place in the world. It's about going to some place that makes you feel like doing yoga.
To Dominar, what asana would you recommend?
In my eyes, to my mind, Dominar is in a very exalted position.
Right.
It is the flagship brand of the company. So I would say it must always be humble. So it must do forward bend.
KTM asana?
KTM is so sharp, so fast. Maybe some of the standing poses. KTM can do anything anywhere. So KTM should do standing asana.
And Royal Enfield?
Royal Enfield must first move here. This 350cc motorcycle, I know Siddharth will kill me for this, but kind of peaks out at 60 kilometers an hour. Okay, so the first thing Royal Enfield has to do is to lose some weight, get some real energy, and start moving.
Any international asana for your exports business?
For the exports business, I will come back to what you said in the beginning, Shavasana, because now things are getting better. As they say, when it's getting better, just leave it be. Don't mess with it.
Some pranayam for the forex?
That's a good thought because with the rupee having strengthened from 68 to 64, it's not the best news for people like ourselves. Fortunately, we are well hedged this year, but this will put some stress on our breath next year. So pranayam would be a good idea.
Okay, margin expansion asana.
I am still to discover that.
Okay, to Mr. Donald Trump.
Donald Trump must do some backbends because I think his spine is too stiff. Okay, he's got to be a little more humane when it comes to all the people of the world.
To the GST Council, what asana would you recommend?
To the GST Council, I think they should do everything and therefore they should do a Surya Namaskar.
Okay.
And yesterday I did 108 Surya Namaskars.
All right.
So Amit will be very happy, my teacher, because first time he made me do 51. He gave me a bottle as a reward. I will not say which bottle.
All right.
But that was nice. Then that gave me a lot of confidence. So now I do 108. So I think in the Surya Namaskar, the beautiful thing is that you get a little of everything. Forward bend, backward bend, twisting, you get a little strengthening, you get balancing poses, everything. So I hope they have taken all things into account, a holistic view. So I hope they will do this holistic asana.
Are you also recommending a bottle after that?
For myself, I might need it.
Finally, to all our viewers on CNBC TV 18 and to CNBC TV 18 itself, what asana would you recommend?
I would simply say, keep stretching. Because Guruji said expansion is freedom. So I would just say, whatever you're doing, there is always 5 minutes to stretch. Not only in a physical sense, your mind as well. Think of the next idea.
I will take a cue from the stretch that you said. Look into camera and tell my paymasters also stretch the salaries.
It's that time of year.
It's that time of the year. Thanks a lot, Rajiv. It was a wonderful pleasure joining you. And we can't wait to see all the yoga poses that you do.
Enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you, Mangalam. The job of the CEO, Al Ries said, is to find the future in the current activities. A CEO must ensure perfect alignment between the front end and the back end of his business. And alignment, in a word, Guruji B.K.S. Iyengar taught me, is yoga. In performing an asana, the practitioner faces the same challenge that the CEO does in performing his job. Today, on the International Day of Yoga, I am grateful to CNBC TV 18 for giving me the opportunity yet again to demonstrate this analogy between the principles of yoga and those of management. I will seek to demonstrate through the variations of the king of asanas, the Sirsasana or the headstand, how one must stretch oneself while always maintaining one's center. Finally, as much as at the end of a day's work, at the end of the asana, one must take time to relax, to recuperate, to revive and to refresh. And this is what I am demonstrating now in what is called the chair halasana. Once again, thank you all for watching and wish you all a happy yoga day.